There is an old Chinese proverb: those who wake up before the sunrise, their families never starve. And this is the time of the day when the world is probably the quietest and there is sunlight. And humans are not a nocturnal animal, we are diurnal. Diurnal means day, nocturnal means night. There are some species, some particularly the uh, carnivores, the animals which eat other animals, they are nocturnal and they will hunt for food in the night time. But we humans, we hunt and forage and gather when it is daytime. So if you stay awake in the night time after 11 p.m. to up to 4 a.m., your brain punishes you for this misbehavior by activating something called habenula, and that decreases your motivation, that decreases your performance, and that decreases your immune system and everything else. So it's unfortunate that some of us will have to do night shift, but more and more it is being recognized that those who do chronic night shifts, they might, not always, it's always a statistic, there will be exceptions, but they will have a problem. Oh, I just spotted the beautiful moon. Can you see? Let's take a still picture. So they will have a problem with their immune system and they die prematurely compared to those humans who are in a diurnal job rather than nocturnal job. So it is now kind of agreed or common practice that if you are over age 55, you shouldn't do on calls overnight, etc. I'm just looking at the moon. It's so beautiful. Can you see it? How about that? There. So anyway, so try to see if you can change your job so that you are diurnal, not nocturnal. The day Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, he catapulted human civilization to 24/7 work, which helped us greatly, industrial revolution and all that, but that ruined our sleep. And sleep is essential, extremely essential. If you go off your food for 24 hours, for 48 hours, even 72 hours, you will survive probably. If you go off your water for 24 hours, you will survive. But if you don't sleep for 2 consecutive days, 48 hours, a lot of things will happen. Your immune system will crash. You will be unable to do any skillful work. Your memory will go, like you cannot form new memories, and you will be dozing off. So be careful when you wake up in the middle of night, and particularly if you watch. Oh, by the way, I cleaned my car yesterday using all those very little water, and look at the shine. So I used to take my car to the hand car wash. So that's now, after COVID, has gone up quite steeply to, I think, 17 pound. But just with those and the hose there, I cleaned it. It took me just 10 minutes or less, and it is waxed as well. There is a small spray there. So basically, you just use plain water, wash away all the loose dirt, and then you just dry with that one. If you see any particular obstinate dirt, then you have to pay particular attention. But the trick is you have to immediately dry it. That's the trick. That gives a shine, and if you want more shine and bit of more shininess to the extent that the dust will not catch onto it, then it has to be a wax spray, and then rub it again with a dry cloth. Anyway, so yeah, remember, we are diurnal, and there is a clock, circadian clock. I was talking to my daughter yesterday that girls, ladies in the nature, including animals and humans, ladies are much more cyclical, much more circadian. Their biological clock is much more robust. So the ovulation will happen exactly at day 14, menstruation roughly around day 28. And this is all about the biological clock. And do you know where the biological clock resides? It resides in the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a small area above the pituitary. So it is not the pineal gland, the third eye so-called. It is not that, because if you remove your pineal gland during a neurosurgery, nothing will happen to your sleep architecture. But if one remove if there's a damage to suprachiasmatic nucleus, the diurnal circuit will be gone. So ladies who have got menopausal symptoms, they can't sleep, they feel hot, they feel cold. What is happening? Your hypothalamus and your diurnal clock, the temperature control center has kind of gone completely out of sync. So the quickest way of resyncing is not medicine, but it is called resetting your biological clock. And do you know how to reset? Yeah, he's coming out very soon. He's called sun. If you take a walk in the sun for say 15 minutes, 10 minutes, that resets your biological clock. So everybody going through menopause should make it a priority that they walk for 15 minutes in the sun, even if it's cloudy. Even if it's cloudy, the temperature, the brightness of the light here is way more than the brightness inside. All of the 3 lamps inside glowing, burning electricity, is way better. Sun is like a huge energy source. And if you want to see, download the free app called Lux, Lux, that will tell you the intensity of light inside your house compared to outside your house. And if you really can't, at least stay close to a window, but some of these windows does not allow the proper sun wavelength, all of the wavelength to come through. And you have to do this resetting before 11 o'clock in the morning. After that, the benefit dwindles. So walking in the sun is also very good for depression, mood, anxiety, because walking, particularly if it's not like a busy city road, and there are studies showing that is a walk on the mind is same as walking in a busy city road or some place like as calm as this is much better. And the other thing that happens when you take a walk is that your eyes go right and left, right and left, right and left. It's a normal movement, and that particular type of movement called EMDR, I think, eye movement desensitization reflex, EMDR, eye movement desensitization reflex. This is very good for anxiety, depression, worry, because it has been shown that even artificially doing this in a counselor's chamber, psychiatrist's chamber, will immediately reduce your anxiety level. And the hypothesis is that when you move your eyes side to side, like you're doing a dance, Indian classical Kathak dance, you move eyes side to side, you deactivate the stress circuit from amygdala. Now, this is early science. I think this was discovered only a decade ago or 2 decades ago. There was a psychiatrist who was quite stressed with her own health, because she was given a diagnosis of cancer, and she was worried and she couldn't get this rumination from her head. And then she took a walk, and suddenly after half an hour of walking in the nature, she realized that she's not thinking about her death and cancer anymore. And she said, what's going on? So then she applied that all her patients, and they also, after 3-4 sessions, got significant improvement. You just go to YouTube and type EMDR, you will find a lot of information. So this was Dr. Shapira, I think 1980s or maybe early 90s, she discovered this. Anyway, so I'm going to go now. Remember, we are diurnal, we are not nocturnal, so don't stay awake every night, and particularly no watching horror film before you go to bed. You ruin your sleep architecture, you don't realize it. Take care, have a nice day. Today is Easter Monday, 2022.